Welcome back to the Karrasch Real Properties YouTube channel. My name is Steve Karrasch, and this is my channel. Here, the topic is usually Fraser Valley real estate, with a particular focus on my hometown of Surrey, BC. And the Fraser Valley Real Estate Board, where Surrey resides, just released their latest statistics. So kick back, relax, and enjoy this latest episode of The Market is Crashing, so hurry up and sell your house. Well, no, in reality, it's actually called the Surrey Report. And in today's video, I'm going to show you who the winners and losers are in terms of area. But first, here is my amazing team with the latest statistics for the entire City of Surrey.
Looking at our detached market, we had 125 sales last month. That is down a total of 67% from the same period last year, where we had an amazing 380 sales. Our benchmark price is $1,611,000. That is down 2.7% month over month, but still up 7.2% year over year.
We had 129 townhouse sales in September of this year. It's down 50.5% from September of 2021. Our benchmark price is $834,800. That is down 2.1% month over month, but an increase of 9.4% year over year.
And in condos, benchmark price is around $522,000. Now that's a 1.9% decrease month over month, but it's a 12.2% increase year over year.
Hey, there you go. Those are the numbers broken down by asset class for the entire City of Surrey. However, the City of Surrey is broken up into four major areas, and those areas are North Surrey, Surrey, South Surrey, and Cloverdale. And just to make things a little more confusing, the City of Surrey is then further broken up into 25 more sub-areas, which include Bear Creek, Green Timbers, Boulevard Heights, Bridgeview, Cedar Hills, Clayton, Cloverdale, Crescent Beach, Ocean Park, East Newton, Elgin Chantrell, Fleetwood Tynehead, Queen Mary Park, Royal Heights, Serpentine, Sullivan Station, Sunnyside Park, West Newton, Fraser Heights, Grandview, Guildford, Hazelmere, King George Corridor, Morgan Creek, Pacific Douglas, Panorama Ridge, and Port Kells. And in today's video, I'm going to tell you which ones of those sub-areas have done the best or maintained their value the best in this downward trending market. And I'm also going to share with you the biggest losers, and stick around for that because one of them absolutely blows my mind. But of course, I cannot share that information with you until I ask you to please subscribe to the channel if you would like to stay up to date on Surrey and Fraser Valley real estate. And if you wouldn't mind, it would mean an absolute ton to me if you could click the like button, because that will help the YouTube algorithm push this information out to even more people who are eager to find out what's going on in the market. And in return for you clicking that like button, I'm going to spin around in my chair. You gotta click it first. Thank you. Let's pop into Stat Center and see how the City of Surrey is doing. Now, I want you to remember that when I've looked at these particular numbers, what I'm looking at is benchmark price from 12 months ago until today. So the metric is basically who is holding up the best, not from the peak of the market, because obviously everybody is down from that point, but which areas have held up the best across all asset classes over the last 12 months. And let me tell you, as I said, a couple of these are going to be shocking. Let me hop in here, and I don't know if it's a spoiler alert if I'm telling you, but the four best performing areas since 12 months ago are: one, Serpentine. That is an area in Cloverdale. I'm going to talk about each of these just so you know. Panorama Ridge coming in second place. Then, believe it or not, Cedar Hills. If you're familiar with Surrey and North Surrey, Cedar Hills is kind of a bit of a shocker there, and particularly what's gone on in price. And then coming in fourth place is Guildford. And I do have an honorable mention, I think, for Morgan Creek coming in fifth place, really, really close to Guildford. So I may actually... You know what? I am going to pop them in here at one point, but let me just go over Serpentine first because it's a very, very strange area. Serpentine is almost entirely farmland, and that farmland appears to be increasing still in value compared to where it was. I mean, technically the peak was August, the benchmark selling price at 2.28, and well, it's only come off about $12,000 since then. However, when you look at things like the number of sales going on in Serpentine, it's not unusual to have 2 or 3 sales per month because these are large farm areas. And again, average sale price is kind of funny when you look at Serpentine. You might have a $17 million sale in that area. You might have absolutely crazy numbers, 2.5 million. Just last month, you had just over 2 million. So it sways a little bit too much for my liking. So tell you what I'm going to do. I'm going to change that out to Morgan Creek. And then we'll look at what I think is more realistic of the residential areas. So Morgan Creek comes in at 5th place at 11.5% still since the same time year over year last year. Guildford at 11.6% increase still over last summer. Cedar Hills at 12.6%. And Panorama Ridge is actually holding on really, really well at 14.7%. Now, I'm going to break into this a little bit further and get a little closer because I'm absolutely shocked. Morgan Creek and Cedar Hills, they increased slightly last month. They actually went up in value. Well, let's not get too carried away here. Hammond Creek went up $5,000 in the average. It's not uncommon to see $2 and $3 million homes in Morgan Creek, so I wouldn't get too happy about that one. But Cedar Hills is a very standard detached home neighborhood, not a lot of other types of properties in that neighborhood, and it went from 1,359 just last month, and it increased just over $19,000. And I know for everybody that hates that I use HPI instead of average price, I will show you the average price, even though I didn't do my metrics off of this. But this is why I dislike, this is the exact reason I dislike using average price, because I don't think it represents the market well. So many people argue that average price is the only thing that matters because it will give you a true representation and the fastest representation. It does give you the fastest representation. I will admit that. However, if, for instance, let's look at Cedar Hills, that maxed out at almost $1.8 million in April. Then it dropped as low as $872 in the summer in June. And then you're going to try and tell me that Cedar Hills is back up that crazy amount, almost right back up to 1.5 million, and then also right back down again to 1.3. And if you are an average price advocate, and I know there are a ton of you out there, Morgan Creek, Panorama Ridge, and Guildford all increase. So if you use your metrics, not mine, I think you should use the HPI. If you use average price, the market in Surrey is increasing. But obviously we know that that is not currently the case. Number of new listings are down across almost all of those asset classes. Active listings on the market is staying, well, relatively balanced across most places. Guildford is starting to dip. Panorama Ridge is going up. We are seeing, now these are active listings, so this is not really a fair comparison. You can't say, okay, Cedar Hills is up 46% in listings year over year, because last year, all of last year, we spent at record low inventory rates. So it really doesn't make a ton of sense. One I love to check out is days on market. So you can kind of get a really good idea of how long it's taking properties to sell. And obviously when we were in the craziness, every single market averaged between 6 and 7 days on market. Sorry, that's median. Let me go back to average. Yeah, it wasn't that much more. It was within about a week to 2 weeks. And now we're starting to see over a month. Getting back into what I've always said is a normalized market, because when we go back out to, let's call it 10 years ago, 2014, for instance, Morgan Creek, your average property was on the market for almost 4 months, and then it was over a month and a half. So this is what I'm talking about when we're getting back to a normal market. Things, measurements like days on market, even though prices are down, days on market is pushing us to understand that the market is coming back to what should be more normalized or more realistic selling conditions. Now let's move into the losers, and I'll read them out from biggest loser to fourth less loser, if you want to call it that. Bear Creek Green Timbers leads the way with the biggest downturn, already down in HPI 2% year over year. Royal Heights, also in North Surrey, is just almost even, but we are seeing that downturn. Fraser Heights, one of the areas that everybody thinks that they want to move to when they are moving to Surrey. Usually it's a population in Fraser Heights that's not actually from Surrey. There's not a lot of deep roots there. They're people that come from Burnaby. They are still positive, but only at 1.4%. And also at 1.4% is Cloverdale proper, or that includes West Cloverdale and the Flats and up into the hills, Hillcrest, all that area. Also only up 1.4%. Let's hop into the 3-year trend so you can just kind of see a little bit more of the trend. Look at that. We got Royal Heights starting to even out a little bit. Cloverdale also starting to even out a little bit, but Bear Creek just does not seem to be doing well whatsoever. Let's hop into the average for all you average people. And this is illustrating again perfectly why average price absolutely stinks as a metric. The average price in Royal Heights, let's say it peaked in January at 1.7. Well, guess what, guys? Prices are up in Royal Heights from then. So really, this is demonstrating how bad of a metric this is to use. And it also has Bear Creek green timbers absolutely plunging down to 675, a number that we haven't seen since July of 2019. And let me tell you, prices are nowhere close to where they were pre-pandemic. Moving into sales, obviously sales are quite a bit lower than they were. Look at in Cloverdale. This is why Cloverdale is having such a tough time right now. April of 2021, there's just 144 sales in that area. It's absolutely nuts to me. And now that we are down to 46 sales, well, obviously the prices are getting beat up. But when you're down in some of these areas, 70% in sales year over year, hey, this is what you get. Let's take a look at the active listings. Obviously, Royal Heights is not a massive area. Bear Creek seems to be coming down. Fraser Heights is going up. And Cloverdale, the listings are now coming off the market. So to me, a lot of those listings that are coming off of the market in Cloverdale are not technically expiries. There are sales happening. It's just happening at about 20 to 25% less than it was from the peak of the market. So there you have it. Those are the winners and losers by neighborhood, not asset class, in the City of Surrey. If you live in the City of Surrey but not in one of the winner or loser areas, please go ahead and type in down below where you're watching from, and I'll do my best to let you know how your neighborhood is doing in regards to the benchmark price compared to the same time last year. Thanks for watching the Surrey Report again this month. Remember that all of these videos are available both on Spotify and Apple Podcasts. Know that if you need help in the real estate market here in Surrey and the Fraser Valley, you can book a call with me right now down below in the description. Make sure you subscribe, click the like button, and we'll see you in a couple of days.